Hi students, today let's discuss regarding deafness. So deafness means it is an impairment in hearing. So it is partial or complete loss of hearing. Ability of the patient is called as deafness. So the types of deafness. Deafness is divided into three forms, namely conductive deafness, sensory-neural deafness, and mixed deafness. First is conductive deafness. From the name itself, we get an idea that there will be impairment in the conduction of these sound waves. This kind of deafness can be happen. So it is mainly caused by a defect in the conducting mechanism of the ear, namely the external and the mid ear, because these two structures are mainly involved in transmitting the sound waves from the external atmosphere to the ear. Okay, so if any form of defect in this conductive mechanisms or any problems in the external and middle ear can be resulted in the development of conductive deafness. So any defect in the external auditory canal, eardrum, ossicular chain, and the chimney cavity up to the oval window results in conductive deafness. So external auditory canal is an external part of external ear. Then eardrum, it is a partition between the external ear and the middle ear. So this part will be belong to this middle ear. Okay, so if any changes in the external ear and the middle ear can be resulted in conductive deafness. Sensory-neural deafness, it is also called as perceptive deafness. Okay, so it is mainly caused by lesion in the labyrinth, eighth nerve, and central connections. So sensory-neural deafness it is mainly associated with the lesions in the internal ear or inner ear. Okay, eighth nerve is vestibulo-cochlear nerve. So if any change that is happening in this nerve, vestibulo-cochlear nerve, it is mainly associated with hearing function. Okay, and in this sensory neural deafness, there will be involvement of psychogenic deafness also. Then, so this is the picture. In this, we can identify that the conductive hearing loss is mainly associated with outer or external and middle ear. ഇത്രയും ഭാഗത്തിൽ എന്തെങ്കിലും ചേഞ്ചസ് ഉണ്ടായിരിക്കും പിന്നീട് പേഷ്യന്റിന് conductive hearing loss ഉണ്ടാകുന്നു. Then sensory neural is mainly associated with changes in the internal ear. ഈ ഒരു പാർട്ട് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് internal ear ആണ്, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ inner ear ആണ്. Inner ear is mainly associated with balancing as well as hearing function. Then the mixed deafness. Mixed means it's a both. Okay, so if conductive as well as sensory neural deafness are present, it can be called as a mixed deafness. Then the causes of conductive deafness. Conductive deafness causes can be divided into under three headings, that is changes in the external ear, middle ear, and the eustachian tube. So in the external ear, there will be blockage related to the wax or impacted earwax. It is a very common cause for developing conductive deafness because it can block the external auditory canal. Then fungus infection, otitis externa, it is an infection of the external ear. Then foreign bodies accumulation. Along with impacted wax, there will be another main cause for getting deafness, conductive deafness is foreign bodies. And pollens, meningitis, that is an inflammation of the tympanic membrane. Then stenosis, atresia means it is an absence of external ear. Then tumors. Okay, so these are the main factors or causes that can be leading to conductive deafness. So in the changes in the middle ear include congenital defects of the eardrum or ossicles. Sometimes there will be absence of any form of ossicles will be there. Then due to any changes, okay, in the eardrum. Then traumatic injury, it can be associated with barrel trauma due to the pressure changes. Sometimes the pressure variations can be cause change trauma to the eardrum. Then rupture of the eardrum, hemotympanic. It is an accumulation of blood within the tympanic membrane, and ossicular discontinuity because it will be arranged in an order, that is incus malleus incus sensitivity. So there is a discontinuity in the order of this bond and fracture of the base of this. This can also affect the middle ear function and leading to conductive deafness. Then inflammation or inflammatory diseases such as otitis media, it can be associated with, it can be either acute or chronic, then serous otitis media and active otitis media. So it may leading to conductive deafness. Then tuberculous or syphilitic otitis media. It is a form of otitis media or medullary infection that can be associated with syphilis infection along with tuberculosis. Maybe primary TB and extra primary tuberculosis in a primary form of infection ആണ് tuberculosis otitis media. The neoplasms or tumors in the medulla and miscellaneous causes good autosclerosis. Okay, so these are the main factors involved in the medullary infection. Then eustachian tube, any obstructions in the eustachian tube that can also affect the functioning of conduction of sound waves. Then eustachian catheter is a common form of eustachian infection. Then eustachian tube dysfunctions due to diseases of the nose, paranasal sinuses, and pharynx. Due to any obstructions or conditions within these structures that can be caused the conditions in the eustachian tube. Also, it will cause some pressure changes in the middle layer and also leading to conductive deafness and barrel trauma. Due to the changes in the pressure, the trauma can be happen to the eustachian tube and also leading to a conductive deafness. So this is a picture of neoplasms in the ear canal. So this is the growth of cancerous tissues, and this is the picture of bags. This is impacted bags. This is foreign body. Here, then this is neoplasm. This is atresia. It's a considering anomaly. Then next is the causes of sensori-neural deafness. Still now we will discuss regarding what is deafness and what is the classification of deafness. And we had seen the causes of conductive deafness under three headings: external, middle ear, and eustachian tube. Next is the causes of sensory-neural deafness. It can be divided or it can be seen the three headings such as local causes, general causes, and psychogenic deafness. The local causes affected with the inner ear, which includes congenital cause of the inner ear and trauma to the inner ear, either in form of head injury, surgical injury to the labyrinth, and loud sound producing concussion, contusion, or lacerations of the labyrinth. So these forms can injure or trauma to the labyrinth, which can be leading to sensory-neural deafness. Then infections such as mumps, syphilis, enteric fever, herpes zoster, labyrinthitis. These forms of infections can affect the cochlear structures and can lead to sensory-neural deafness. Then tumors like acoustic neuroma, Meniere's disease. Then orthotoxic drugs, due to the consumption of such drugs that can cause injury or damage, or it can affect the hearing function of that ear. Okay, the orthotoxic injury, toxic drugs to the function of ear include streptomycin, neomycin, quinine, salicylic acid, fusible or LAS. Okay, so these are the main causes including the local causes of sensory-neural deafness. Inner ear infection എന്ത് കാര്യങ്ങളും അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഇൻഫെക്ഷൻസ് ആയിക്കോട്ടെ, ഇഞ്ചുറി ആയിക്കോട്ടെ, ഇൻഫ്ലമേഷൻസ് ആയിക്കോട്ടെ, ട്യൂമേഴ്സ് ആയിക്കോട്ടെ, ഇതെല്ലാം ഹിയറിംഗുമായിട്ട് ബന്ധപ്പെട്ടാണ് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ കോക്ലിയർ സ്ട്രക്ചേഴ്സുമായിട്ട് ബന്ധപ്പെട്ടാണെങ്കിൽ തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും സെൻസറി-ന്യൂറൽ ഡെഫ്നസ് ആണ്. Then the general causes include presbycusis, cardiovascular causes include atherosclerosis or hypertension, vasospasm of labyrinthine artery, then the central nervous system include disseminated sclerosis, cerebrovascular insufficiency due to the hemorrhage, embolism, and thrombosis. These may lead to decreased blood supply to the pulmonary area and cause necrosis and can lead to sensory-neural deafness. And diabetes mellitus, then hypothyroidism, smoking, alcoholism, and erythematosus. So these factors can lead to the development of sensory-neural deafness. Then psychogenic deafness is a part of neurogenic sensory-neural deafness. So it can be divided into two forms: functional as well as malingering. Functional means the cause of deafness is emotional, due to some emotional disturbance or due to some emotional changes of the patient that can affect the psychogenic deafness. But the patient is not aware of this cause. Functional means there will be a cause. It can be related to some emotional disturbances, but the patient is not aware about this cause. In malingering means the patient is totally aware about this complaint or patient is aware that he is pretending to be deaf for person gains. To avoid some kind of situations or to mask some situations in their life, they are trying to become deaf. There is neither a psychological or nor an organic cause. In this malingering form of psychogenic deafness, there will be no exact pathology is there, but still the patient is trying to be deaf. In the degrees of deafness, it is mainly due to the, according to the World Health Organization classification, it is divided into 5 forms: mild, moderately severe, severe, and profound. It is on the basis of the hearing ability or the frequency on which patient can hear. Here is the decibel or the frequency of the sound waves that patient can hear. So the mild category will be included in the group of 26 to 40 decibel. Then moderate means 41 to 55 decibel unit. Then moderately severe means 56 to 70 decibel. Severe means 71 to 91 decibel. And profound means more than 91 decibel. So this is the degree of deafness. So in the later stages, it can be managed with cochlear implant or hearing aids, permanent hearing aid therapy. Then how we can diagnose the early deafness? It can be mainly collected or it can be mainly assessed from the patient's history. In that we can ask the patient regarding some of the incidents that can happen in case of an early deafness, and from their responses we can assess. One should suspect deafness, or if the early deafness can be assessed from the patient. If they have, one has to request others to repeat sentences often. Sometimes patient may not hear the sentences which is said by other individual or other person. So that patient may ask them to repeat that sentence again and again. It can be a symbol of early deafness. Difficulty in distinguishing words like 20 or 30. It looks similar when hear from a distance, so that sometimes patient may be misunderstanding 20 instead of 30. Then ringing of the telephone is missed often. Sometimes patient cannot attend the phone as it rings, and so it can be noticed by other person that we have. Then inattended calls. If someone calls to this person, sometimes they cannot attend that call. Sometimes it may happen due to this early deafness. Lag behind in studies. Some brilliant students, suppose if they have poor performance in the academic area, it is mainly due to this early deafness. So it is one of the most common causes of decreased academic performance in case of a brain. Okay. Next is the other investigations. In the early deafness can be identified from the patient's reported data itself, or the other investigations can be used to identify the hearing problem, so that we can perform that some form of hearing test like voice test can be performed. Then watch test, tuning fork test, audiometry. These diagnostic measures we had already discussed in the previous classes, so I don't try to repeat all these tests again. Okay. Then vestibular test to assess the balance function of the patient, BDR. Then blood sugar analysis can be performed. If the patient is having any form of diabetes mellitus, it can act as a cause for developing deafness. And serum cholesterol level to assess the cardiac function, because cardiac abnormalities can be leading to some forms of atherosclerosis or hypertension. So it can be a reason for developing sensori-neural deafness. So we should monitor the serum cholesterol level of the patient. Then X-ray of the skull to monitor any forms of trauma or injury or concussion, contusion, or any forms of injuries to this patient. Then CT scan of the ear, so that we can assess for any congenital anomalies as well as any production of exudate within the structure. Then neurological examination to assess the nerve functions of the patient, or if the patient is suffering from any form of nerve abnormality. Then BP monitoring to maintain, to assess that patient is having a normal range of blood pressure, or if the patient is having a risk for diabetic hypertension. The treatment of conductive deafness. How we can manage a conductive deafness? Majority of cases having conductive hearing deafness can be treated except in hypoxic otitis media or colitis domain. So conductive deafness can be treated By assessing the cause, and we can manage this causative, causative treatments can be provided for the patient to relieve this complaint, or it cannot be effectively managed in case of anesthesia or it is near cholesterol. And next is hearing aid. Hearing aids can be used as one of the most important tools to manage conductive deafness. Then, how we can treat the sensory-neural deafness? So, when comparing with conductive deafness, sensory-neural deafness is something more complicated because it can affect the sensory functions like cochlear functions as well as the nerve functions of that ear. So, sudden deafness can be managed with automatically. It can improve within the 2 to 4 weeks of duration, and steroids can be used to reduce the inflammatory reactions within the internal structures, and specific treatment would treat the specific diseases like syphilis or diabetes mellitus. Due to some form of therapies or due to some specific forms of diseases that can be leading to the development of sensory neural deafness, like tuberculosis or syphilis. So it can be managed with the proper treatment of that particular disease condition. So once the treatment is effective, automatically the sensory neural deafness can be relieved. Then vasodilators can be used to, in case of Meniere's disease and sudden deafness, they will help in increasing the blood flow to the labret. Suppose if the patient is having decreased blood supply to the labret or inner ear structures due to the vasospasm, it can be managed with the administration of vasodilators. So then this vasospasm can be reduced, and we can improve this blood supply to that particular part of the ear. So that we can improve this sensory neural deafness problem. Okay. Then avitaminosis can be leading to the development of sensory neural deafness. So we can manage with vitamin supplements like vitamin B1, B6, and B12. So vitamin A, C, E are also advised as anti-atherosclerotics. So these vitamins are efficient for performing the proper nerve functioning. Along with we can manage with vitamin A, C, and E. It's mainly for managing atherosclerosis, because cardiovascular problems can be acted as a risk factor for developing sensory neural deafness. So it can be managed with vitamin supplements like A, C, and E. Then next is carbogen therapy, which means carbogen means it's a combination of carbon dioxide and oxygen, but it is only the difference is the concentration of these gases. So carbogen means it's a mixture of 5% carbon dioxide with 95% of oxygen. It may be inhaled. It can be applied or it can be given to the patient through inhalation. So through inhaling this carbogen, it can increase the blood circulation to the cochlea so that the efficiency of the cochlea can be improved. Then tranquilizers can be given because emotional factor can act as one of the most common risk factors for developing sensory neural deafness, especially psychogenic deafness. So it can be managed with tranquilizers because sometimes patient may be having severe problems like tinnitus along with stiffness problems. So sometimes patient may be emotionally upset due to this personal complaint. So it can be managed with proper administration of tranquilizers and antidepressants. So this is the picture of carbogen therapy. Through this, we can encourage the patient to take this carbogen therapy. It is a 5% of carbon dioxide and 95% of oxygen, and advise the patient to inhale. Through this, we can improve this blood circulation to that particular area. Okay. Then, how to treat a chronic deafness. Still now we are discussing regarding how to treat a sudden deafness along with the management of sudden deafness like steroid therapies, vasodilators, and the following measures are also useful. Hearing aids by help in the augmenting the hearing, and cochlear implants can be given. Conversation. One should speak to the deaf person slowly, clearly, not very loudly. Not very loudly, as the patients with phenomena of recruitment cannot provide loud sounds. Suppose a major assumption is that if a person is deaf, the other person, those who wants to speak to a deaf patient, automatically they will use a loud voice to communicate with that patient. But we should not use this loud noise. Instead of that, we can use slowly and clearly sounds or words to communicate with this deaf patient. Auditory training can be given to the patients along with any bleeding, reduce the difficulties to breathe extreme. Sometimes the patient cannot understand or distinguish the exact word that the other person tells. So that we can encourage the patient to improve his aid reading so that we can understand the exact wording of other person. So in the conductive deafness as well as the sensori-neural deafness, one of the main management is hearing aids, isn't it? So next we can discuss more about this hearing aid. A hearing aid, it is a device which aids by hearing by magnifying the sound electrically or mechanically. So automatically patient is having difficulty difficulty in the hearing function. So hearing aid is mainly used to magnify or intensify the sounds either through mechanically or through electrically. The types of hearing aids. Hearing aids are mainly divided into body level type and ear level type. According to the position or the area where it is placed, it is divided into two forms. That is body level type and ear level type. The body level type means this hearing aid is kept in the pocket of the wrist and wire conducts the sound to the earpiece. It is efficient and less costly but more visible. So body level type means it is a form of hearing aid which can be kept in the pocket of wrist and a wire which can be used as a conducting, used to connect with or conduct this sound to that earpiece. But it is when comparing to other forms of hearing aids, it is very efficient and cost is very much less. But the main disadvantages can be more visible. So this is a picture of body level type of hearing aid. Okay, so it can be placed in a pocket. The other forms of hearing aids in the ear, completely in the canal, invisible in the canal, behind the ear and receiver in canal. The ear level tape is another form of hearing aid. It can be first is behind the ear, small and can be covered by hair. It is very common among these um, deaf patients, and the main advantage is we can cover by our hair. So it can be marked as invisible. Then spectacle tape means it can be used along with the spectacle frame. So it is very minute in structure, so it can be hidden within this spectacle. Then insert type means inserted directly into the ear, either in the canal, complete in the canal. Hearing aids and inserted completely in the canal are invisible. Sometimes we can insert because due to some sorry, conductive deafness, we can manage with inserting this hearing aid within the ear canal. Then programmable and digital hearing aids, advanced hearing aids which bring the hearing of the patient closer to normal. It is another form of hearing aids. The main advantage is we can improve the hearing ability of the patient almost to the normal level. Okay, this is the form of spectacle type. Here you can see this is a hearing aid. There is another form of hearing aid which can be attached with the specs, and it can be used as a hidden form of hearing aid. Okay, so this is a picture of hearing behind the ear. So here we can place this hearing aid, so it can be managed with, or it can be used in the hidden form by covering this here, or mini form of behind the ear. Then in the ear, completely these hearing aids can be placed in the ear. Okay, the another form is CROs, that is contralateral routing of signals. It is an advice for unilateral severe deafness. The microphone is placed behind the bad ear, which means the affected ear, and the signals are transmitted to the good ear through a spectacle frame. So, in the previous slide, we had seen the spectacle form of hearing aid. The CROs means the contralateral routing. It is mainly microphone is placed behind the affected ear, and through this, the signals can be transmitted to the good ear through this spectacle frame. Okay, then implantable hearing aids. It's a recent advancement in the hearing aids and which can be implanted directly in the ear. They produce better quality of sound but are costly at present. So it cannot be affordable for some individuals, so that it cannot be used very common. Okay, so this is the form of hearing aids. This is completely in the ear canal. It cannot be seen outside. It is hidden, and in the ear canal, then half shell, receiver in the canal, open ear, then behind the ear, and the high power hearing aids. Okay. The indications of hearing aids. For what purpose we are performing, or we are inserting, or we are wearing this hearing aid. All types of deafness we can manage with hearing aid. Patients who refuse surgery, because to manage with complicated case of surgeries, once the surgery is performed, the hearing can be improved. But sometimes the patient may not be able to perform surgical management. In that case, we can manage with hearing problems with use of appropriate hearing aids. In CRS, hearing aids may be advised for very severe unilateral deafness, where the microphone on the left side transmits sound signals to the good ear. Then parts of hearing aids. The main parts include microphone, amplifier, earpiece or receiver, and battery. These are main forms or parts of a hearing aid. One is microphone. It will connect the sound waves and converts it into the electricity. Because in the previous slide we had discussed regarding the function of hearing aids. Because it can transmit the sound wave either through electrically or mechanically, isn't it? So microphone is mainly responsible to connect the sound waves and convert it will be into the form of electrical waves. An amplifier means it can magnify the electrical impulses produced by this microphone, because microphone will absorb or collect the sound waves. These sound waves will be connected or will be amplified or magnified by this amplifier and pass with the earpiece. The earpiece or receiver means like speaker which receives the intensified electrical stimulus from the amplifier and converts into this sound, because electrical stimulus are transmitted from the amplifier to the earpiece. So this earpiece will be transferred or convert it into a sound waves. Then batteries means it is act as a charge or charging source of hearing aid, supply power to this hearing aid. So these are the main parts: microphone, amplifier, earpiece or receiver, and batteries. Okay, in this picture you can see that this is the microphone area and this is the receiver. This is the ear through which we can adhere this earpiece. Then battery compartment. Here the storage power can be present and on and off switch we can manage with manually and volume control. On the basis of the intensity which you want to communicate with others, you can manage with this volume control. Okay. In the features, which are the features hearing aid can be provided. Off and on switch can be managed by the patient itself, and volume control, the volume of amplified sound can be controlled. On the basis of the patient's needs, we can manage the sound. Sound control means a hearing aid not only magnifies sound, it can also selectively magnify sound of those frequencies which are not heard well by the affected persons. We can change or we can manage the frequencies of each sound waves also. So it is another feature of every hearing aid will provide. Then telephonic conversations can be picked up by the induction coil of that hearing aid, so we can easily manage with telephone communication. The next is cochlear implant, because we can manage this deafness either through hearing aid or through the cochlear implant. Okay, cochlear implant is mainly responsible for sensori-neural deafness. So a new device which stimulates the auditory nerve directly in such a patient whose cochlea has been damaged but the auditory neurons are still active. Cochlear implant means it can be used in the patient whose cochlea is completely damaged. So it acts as an artificial cochlea, but the patient should have the functioning auditory nerves, because we can stimulate the auditory nerve while applying this cochlear implant. So they should have active auditory nerves or neurons. It tends to replace a non-functional cochlea. Non-functional cochlea replace the mother. Okay, so this is a picture of cochlear implant. This is a hearing nerve. Vestibular cochlear nerve is there here, then cochlea, then electrodes. This is the implant of this cochlear implant. So this is a picture how a patient with a cochlear implant. നമ്മൾ സാധാരണ ഹിയറിംഗ് എയ്ഡ്സ് ഇത്രയും കാണാറുള്ളൂ അല്ലെ കോക്ലിയർ ഇംപ്ലാന്റിൽ ഈ ഒരു ഫോമിലായിരിക്കും കാണുന്നത്. The mechanism, how it performs. Cochlear implant consists of a microphone, same as that of hearing aid, to receive the acoustic signals. Instead of sound waves, to transmit acoustic signals. Speech processor receives and processes the acoustic signals from the microphone into the electrical signals. Induction coil in the mastoid cavity transmitting electrical signals from the processor to the electrode. Electrode receives electrical signals from the speech processor. The main parts of cochlear implant include microphone, speech processor, induction coil, and electrode. Okay, so this is transmitter and this is the microphone and speech processor. Okay. Then microphone and speech processor, which resemble a hearing aid, are worn outside the body. So microphone and speech processor can be seen outside the patient's body. Okay. So this is the microphone and speech processor, and connected by a button on the skin to an induction coil implanted in the mastoid. Induction coil will be implanted in the mastoid. The coil is connected to a single or multi-channel electrode which is implanted into scala vestibular in the cochlea and stimulate the cochlear nerve directly. It is a mechanism in which we are trying to stimulate the cochlear nerve. Okay. This is the cochlear implant. This is the processor and the receiver as well as a transmitter. This is the cochlea along with the electrodes. These electrodes can be placed within the cochlea. Okay. For implantation, it requires simple mastectomy with posterior tympanotomy. To place these electrodes along with this implant, we have to perform this mastectomy surgery along with posterior tympanotomy. We have to create an incision in the tympanic membrane. The main indications include bilateral sensori-neural deafness. It cannot be possible in case of a conductive deafness. Bilateral cochlear deafness without damage to the neural and central connections may benefit from implant in diseases like labyrinthitis or toxicity and Meniere's disease, etc. Cochlear deafness, അതായത് bilateral cochlear deafness ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ damage neural എപ്പോഴും nerve functions active ആയിരിക്കണം, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ നമുക്ക് ഒരിക്കലും communicate ചെയ്യാനായിട്ട് സാധിക്കില്ല. The limitations of cochlear implant is very expensive. We cannot afford by all the individuals who have sensory deafness. It cannot be affordable. Okay, useful only in cases with cochlear hearing loss with normal auditory pathway. Auditory nerve functioning normal ആയിട്ട് നടക്കുകയാണെങ്കിൽ മാത്രമേ നമുക്ക് perform ചെയ്യാനായിട്ട് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ യൂസ് ചെയ്യാനായിട്ട് സാധിക്കുള്ളൂ. Okay, so in this class we have learned regarding what is deafness and whistle. It's the definition. It means it is an impairment in the hearing function. It is divided into three forms: conductive hearing loss, sensori-neural hearing loss, and mixed hearing loss. And we had seen what are the causes which can be leading to the development of these forms of hearing loss under various headings. And we had discussed regarding what forms or how we can manage this condition. Okay, that we had seen what is hearing aid, what are the forms of hearing aids, how we can be inserted, and what is the mechanisms, and along with the cochlear implant structure, parts, and what are the limitations. Okay, I hope this class will help you to know what are the deafness, types of deafness, and how we can manage with these forms of implantable methods. And if you have any doubt, you can ask me. Okay, thank you.